Welcome back to Fatal Frame 4, Masks of the Lunar Eclipse. Summary. Private Detective Shoshiro Kirishima wakes up in front of Hybera Infirmary. Where am I? Why am I here? Shoshiro remembers coming to the island at the request of Ruka's mother Sayaka. Shoshiro was the one who found the 5 missing girls on Rogetsu Isle 10 years ago, when he still worked for the police. Standing in front of the infirmary, Shoshiro sees Yo Hybera, a suspect he had been chasing in connection with a multiple missing persons case that took place on the island. Yo is the son of Shigeto Hybera, head of the island and director of Hybera Infirmary. Shoshiro is certain that Yo had something to do with the girls' disappearances, as they were found underneath Hybera Infirmary. Yo evaded capture, and the case was closed, but Shoshiro would not give up. He handed in his badge and became a private detective to continue his search for Yo Hybera, who is here now at the infirmary. Could Ruka be here too? With his instincts telling him that the disappearances, Yo and Hybera Infirmary, are all related, Shoshiro stands before the place where he found 5 frightened girls all those years ago. Phase 7, Tranquility. Ruka's not here. Looks like my hunch was wrong. Alright, let's get hunting. There's items here somewhere. Here we go. Mirror stone. I died in the last video, so I'm grateful for that. So, there's something over here. Small shrine with a mask inside is positioned in an alcove. I heard something. Oh. Investigation Notes 4. Did I record this? I'm not allowed to take a picture of that, eh? Records, voices, Investigation Notes 4.
9月29日、駐在所。病院の関係者から少女たちについて垂れ込み、もう一度灰原病院内を捜索する。9月29日、灰原病院。病院の地下2階で少女たちを発見。5人とも無事。しかし、あれは俺の見間違いなのだろうか。少女たちの顔が。嫌い子。嫌い子。またか。どういう意味なんだ。
Okay. There's a door here. Let's see if I can pass through it. Looks very fancy. I don't remember seeing this door. It looks pretty old, though. Why didn't I notice it when I found Ruka here? Oh, I can. Water. Oh, and here's my new objective. Investigate. Let's see. I'm currently in Rogetsu Primeval Passage 1, Place of Death. Primeval Passage up or something. I guess that's the only one that's a primeval whatever. Oh, was it behind me? It's here. There. Up on the wall. Spirit stones. Let's see if his flashlight needs any upgrades. We have 51. So there's a lot we can do. The lens is... Oh, that's really the best move. I am going to use it on that. I have 100 of them anyway. I love that windy sound. Max power, yes. Yes. I like that. How quickly it recharges? I haven't needed that yet, but we'll see. Okay, let's do depth. I'm starting to get lots of blue spirit stones now, so I feel more comfortable with spending them. Gap isn't very big. Might collapse if I force my way through. But there's this. A note. I don't want to die in a place like this. I've heard the stories. The day of tranquility is here. They say back then some people came down to this place and they were spared. But not this time. Who did this? The rite of descent. She's here. That woman is here. I saw her blossomed face. Her warped, smashed, twisted, destroyed face. Blossoming face, warping, breaking, blossoming, twist. Love the word blossoming. I guess we're out of here already. Oh. Something. Oh, it's aggressive. I'm just gonna go up here just to give it more of a straight shot. Yeah, here we are. What's the button that... Oops, not that button. This is the regular attack. Oh, I gotta have this on. Oh. That was it already. I hadn't even gotten started. Let's see what this room is called. Maybe this is where the doll is. Like it's in one of these boxes. I feel like it's gotta be in one of these boxes. I guess not. Maybe it's not. Well, let me check the map in any case. I'm in the Moonglow Cavern. Doesn't feel like it. Okay. Maybe I missed it in the list, but... we'll see where this takes me. So the director's office connects here. He was involved in the disappearances after all. It's odd. Oh, that's why. There's 3 of them. All with masks. Okay, switching to this mode. No, I think it's, yeah, it's this button. One left. And they need a little bit. Oh, that wasn't enough. Certain should be done. You don't do fatal frames with this weapon, which is okay. It lets you feel like you get to be more aggressive. But I think it lacks some of that excitement of wait for it, bam, you know? So they came out of the elevator. I'm gonna try again to take a picture. Somehow he can catch it. This floor. Find out clues about Ruka. Why is that suddenly the mission? The nurse. Is that Tsubaki Tono? There seem to be items nearby. It's so annoying to find items sometimes. Oh, but I'll take it. For 16, not much I can do except for lunar power. Which, let's go for it. Now that little moon gauge will fill faster after I take shots. Since he doesn't use film, they had to come up with some way to kind of balance his abilities out. A death mask. Oh. Something's appeared in the photo. It looks really gross. It says it's a revenant of a faceless corpse. A custom exists on this island to harvest the faces from corpses that are feared to blossom. The apparatus in this photo must have been used for that purpose. So they have like a scraping blade that scrapes off your face. That's gross. Okay. Here's a woman sitting in the lift. It was Asagi. She destroyed her mind, leaving only an unspeakable torrent of emotion inside her. And then we had this woman, Tsubaki Tono, in fact, checks the door to the mortuary on her rounds, but little does she know how soon she herself will be on the other side. And here we are. A cloth covers what looks like a human corpse. One of the masks found everywhere in this building has been placed on it. So that was the point of these masks. Cover up the people's faces whose faces were scraped off. Oh, I'm accidentally finding items everywhere. I don't remember if you can get that picture or not. I want to say in the Wii version I tried really hard to. So there may be a way to do it. And here's a post-mortem on Tsubaki Tono. She was a nurse. She collapsed while performing the role of the vessel during the Rogetsu Kagura. Witnesses reported that she was already dead when they rushed to help her. Post-mortem failed to reveal any disease or injury. Suspect heart failure, but this diagnosis is inconsistent with the condition of the body. Face could not be identified, cause unknown. Fortunately, deceased did not blossom. Did rite of descent affect Kagura? Death possibly caused by mask. Report to Master Yomotsuki. They couldn't identify her face? Is this her body? Is this someone else? Investigation 2.
9月17日同月代神楽が中断した巫女が倒れて今騒ぎになっている 嫌い？何のことだ。9月17日、同月帯。祭りの中に灰原は発見できず、神楽の間はこの建物は締め切られ、誰も出入りできない。俺の勘が外れたか。しかしこの島のどこかに潜伏している可能性もある。明日から調査を始める。小さな島だ。灰原が来ていれば必ず後を残すはずだ。9月17日、灰原病院。巫女はすでに心肺停止状態。原因不明の突然死と診断されている。9月17日、灰原病院、霊安室。この島では死者に仮面をつける風習があるらしい。ここはあんまり気持ちのいいものじゃないな。見ない方が良いと言われたが、本人か確認するため仮面を取ってもらうことにする。顔がわからない状態。何があった？写真を撮っておく。博多から本人と確認。
So her face is twisted and warped. I wonder exactly what it looked like. Oh. That saves me the trouble. Constantly finding things in here. Oh, jeez. Erroneous documents. Serious errors have been found in records concerning sudden deaths of patients. As such, the specified reports are to be destroyed immediately using the incinerator in the back garden of Hybra Infirmary. I guess that's where I'm going next. And here's a backdoor key. How lucky that it was in this trash bag. Gotta go to a different map. That one over there. Some more red spirit stones, which I don't need. Maybe Misiki can make use of them. Tomoko Hinuma. She drowned. Found floating in Rogetsu Hall pool by a nurse. She was already dead from cardiopulmonary arrest at the time of discovery. Deceased reported to have entered state of agitation. At the same time, Tsubaki Tono collapsed on the night of the Kagura and developed moonlight syndrome thereafter. Note left at scene indicates suicide. Typical case of someone losing themselves at the Kagura and not coming back. Signs of budding. Harvest face. Yikes. So it's like the Kagura itself was dangerous. Is the cause of moonlight syndrome the dance? Sacred water. Well, let's investigate anyway. Mortuary tablet sits on a small altar. Behind it, a sinister mask enshrined in a torii gate adorns the wall. Ooh. Oop. Luckily he sucks at this stuff. Because that should have hit me. And blast. What's so great about that move is that the amount of spirit energy you get after you use it refills the spirit power throttle, so I still have 3 orbs full. Naze? I think she wants me to follow her. She's heading somewhere. Have I been that way? Yes, this is the isolation cell corridor. I have not been there. Isolation cell. An item. There. Sacred water. Any chance there's a Hotsuki doll hanging out down here? It's so dark with this flashlight. It's so difficult to see. It's easier to do it this way. I don't see any dolls up in the ceiling here. Oh, this place. The controls aren't responding. Gotta turn on the power. How did the flashlight take a picture and then show me this? No idea. A dark, murky room with a power switchboard on the wall. Heading right back where we came from. I'm going here right away. Who are you? Someone's here. Really hard to see in this moment. Oh, I see somebody there. Sounds like someone closer. There's hit points I can see. I'm gonna blast this guy anyway. I just gave her a little shot. Because it's gonna get. Thanks for the spirit energy. A person hanging upside down. Whoa, you're the one that's hanging upside down. Oh, I clicked that by accident, but it still got her. Is that her hair? Oh, wow. was really tough to see her. Luckily, she was so close that it was hard to miss. Is there something else to see? No, it's gotta be this. Looking in here, but there's nothing to do here. This looks like a mining operation. Construction workers. We've accidentally excavated out from the B2F lift shaft into the primeval passage, so work has been stopped for the time being. In the past, we came up against this passage while building the room under the director's office. What the hell is he thinking, taking the same kind of risk twice? The ancients of the island forbade the excavation of buildings underground. If the old primeval passage is disturbed, then the moonlight won't reach. And then the light, and then the writing fades. There's something else. Herbal medicine. Oh god, I don't have to dig too deep. She's right here. Oh, whoa. Oops, I took her picture instead of attacking him. Or him, I don't know. I assume it's a lady, I'm not sure. Boom. Oh, one picture? What a baby. Fire extinguisher. Turn in this way. This looks more like the hospital rather than a mine shaft. Alright, power's on. Is this really an exit? Doesn't seem I can go this way, and I can't quite read that. I don't know what that means. The last part just means like it's a door or like an entrance or exit. I can move the camera a little bit, but that's it. I guess that's all I can see there. I'm going to open that gate. God, these narrow passages make me feel so claustrophobic. Let's see what the name of the zone is to make sure that I have what I need from it. Underground passage, B floor 1. B1 floor. Half finished past mortuary. Go to the stairs, laboratory. I think I'm too far away from it now. B floor 1, B floor 1. Under the stairs. Oops. Underground passage. Underground passage. Nothing that says underground passage, so I think I'm good. Yo, Haibara. I hope it's not a ghost hand. Make the arrangements as scheduled for the 5 patients who are to receive special treatment. Note that some are outpatients. Use the room underneath the director's office, but ensure that no one knows about the procedure or gains entry. Of the inpatients, Misaki and Aso in 310 and Ruka Yamotsuki in 308 have the most potential. Madoka Tsukimori in 203 may also be of use. So that's all 3 of the characters we've played, all 3 of the girls we've played as. However, some doubts remain about the outpatients Marie Shinomiya and Tomoe Nanamura, which were the 2 girls who died first. Written note attached to the memo. You can't choose the organs for the rite of descent in the same way as they do for the Rogetsu Kagura. This isn't a harvest dance in the damn village square. They used to be very careful in choosing the organs for the rite of descent. Only the Vestal, obedient, and impressionable would do. Girls who can easily be made one with the masks and the music. The rite of descent is very serious business. Its performance and outcome affect the fate of our entire community. You can't afford to make any mistakes. The candidates must be perfect, even if they give you some pause. So now we know the reason why the girls were picked. They needed to have personalities that would make them easy to manipulate, so the masks would be very effective. Yo, reading. Director Hybera's notebook. The day of the Kagura is close at hand. It's sure to be packed with spectators. There are even some famous people coming from the mainland. Opening the Kagura to the public has not only improved the image of the island, but brought us wealth in so many ways. However, there are also preparations to be made for the other ceremony. The organs have been chosen, and the true mask of the lunar eclipse has been completed. The rite of descent will return. The mask of the lunar eclipse is feared as the mask that caused the vessel to blossom, bringing the day of tranquility that destroyed the island. But by performing the rite of descent with the true mask, the vessel, my poor, suffering daughter will be cured. The mask of the lunar eclipse is our last chance to cure Moonlight Syndrome. The mask of the vessel causes the wearer to lose themselves, but the mask of the lunar eclipse is said to erase all memory, bring the bearer to the place of origin, purify them, and then bring them back to themselves, back to the living. So it sounds like you do this thing, and your soul goes somewhere else, shakes off the stuff that are impure, collects all the stuff that is pure, and then comes back. So it's like healing. If the rite of descent succeeds, my seemingly never-ending battle with Moonlight Syndrome will finally come to an end. There have been casualties. My dear wife blamed herself for our daughter's illness and, in her distress, ended her own life. Perhaps she was better off not having to see our daughter end up like this. Everything I've done, my work, my sacrifices, the culmination of all my research, it's all for her. So he's doing all this for his wife, all the sacrifices, all the people that he hurt. There's a letter here. At last, the mask of the lunar eclipse that I have poured my heart and soul into is complete. It is no overstatement to say that I have spent myself completely in this endeavor, but it was worth it. I want to thank you sincerely for all your support. The way to make the mask only became clear to me when you reconstructed the ancient documents on the lost rite of descent. You also solved the mystery of the materials to use and gathered them for me. The rite of descent will surely produce the results you desire, and the true mask of the lunar eclipse will take shape. The true mask of the lunar eclipse is not the foul artifact that brought about the terrible day of tranquility spoken of in our legends. No, that disaster was caused because the mask made by my ancestor, Soetsu, was less than perfect. Thanks to you, this mask will open the door to the hallowed realm Soetsu wrote of. As I must perform my role as keeper of the mask during the Kagura, I cannot witness the rite of descent with my own eyes, but I will be praying for its success. Soya Yomotsuki. No reaction to that, but I guess he's not Ruka. I think it would be a bigger deal if Ruka had read that, knowing about what her dad was finally up to. All right, we're still on our way to go get those burned documents. This is a little side trip. More prizes somewhere. Wow, it's just a ton of them. Nothing to spend them on. I'll get it. Oh, there's something else to grab first. Hybera's assistance notes. The day of the lunar eclipse is at hand. The day of the original version of the Rogetsu Kagura left only the legend. The mask and music of the organs brings the spirits of the dead into the vessel, and she performs her dance to send them back to the underworld. This is the rite of descent. So lunar eclipse, Rogetsu Kagura, spirits of the dead go into the vessel and then send them back. In accordance with the director's wishes, I prepared the temple of Tsukiyomi for the rite. But the organs, vocal, bell, flute, drum, and strings, will we find suitable candidates for all 5 of them? Is that woman really fit to perform the role of the dancer of the vessel? And can we really perform the rite of descent right in the middle of the Rogetsu Kagura? I can't shake off all my doubts. But I have started to become fascinated by this rite of descent. It began when I saw it, the mask of the lunar eclipse. Its expression manages to encapsulate a benevolent smile, the suppression of tears, a moment of unbridled anger, death itself, all at the same time. The more I look at the mask, the more I feel myself falling into its gaze. I must see the rite performed with it. No, I want more than that. I want to try putting the mask on my own face to see how it feels. It's too late for me to turn back. These boys couldn't be used. Oh, another one of the patients. They just don't take it seriously. She's moving so slowly. Let's see if the phone rings again. Oh. Tsubaki Tono. Also, really taking your time. There was something I've been meaning to do. With his control scheme, it's hard to do his special attack, because that takes my right thumb, and then also control the camera, which is also my right thumb. So I wonder if there's a way... That's all good. It's not this at all. Oh, maybe operation mode. What's this one do? Run, ready, camera, no. What matters is in photo mode. I want that. Lock on, but then I have to get used to using the camera over using the aim button. I could try it. Let's give it a try. I might mess up a lot, but what's my run button now? It's still that. Did I not do it? So that's camera. But now what's run? That's still that. Let's look at it again. Run is R2. Okay, so run is R2 and take pictures. So it'll be like kabam. Okay. Is this where she wanted me to go? Yes. I don't know why that didn't count. Alright, these controls are messing me up though. Let's just go back to classic, and I'll just struggle with the one lens. I wish I could just freely remap things, because that would make things a lot easier. So much garbage. An incinerator. This must be where they burned the erroneous documents. What could they have been? Rusted furnish filled with trash bags. Tightly bound bundle of letters lies at the bottom of the furnace. The letters are addressed to me? Dear Choshiro, long time no see. I hear you're coming to Rogetsu Isle for work. I'm on the island now, conducting some research. We'll be able to meet up. This place is pretty interesting. Its culture is almost completely unique. My specific research topic is masks. The mask-related beliefs on Rogetsu Isle are well known even on the mainland, but there are still so many mysteries to be explained. Fortunately for me, this is the year of the Rogetsu Kagura, held once a decade. Many different masks are made for the ceremony. I couldn't have timed it better. If all goes well, I might even have a chance to actually see the mask being made. I'm planning to stay for a while to take advantage of all these great research opportunities. Do you remember my younger sister, Iori? She insisted on tagging along with me. She says she's really excited about seeing the Rogetsu Kagura. What a tourist. When I told her I knew a real detective, Iori said she wanted to meet you. So, when you get here, we should all go for a drink. We haven't done that much since we got jobs. Takashi Aiba, teaching assistant history department, Kusanagi University. Blank page. Purpose of most Kagura masks is to make the wearers one with the gods as they take the appearance of them and perform the ritual dance. But the masks in Rogetsu Isle don't represent gods. In fact, there aren't any gods in the belief system here. Also, the Rogetsu Kagura got its current name relatively recently. It used to be called the Rite of Descent. Descent represents the journey of the souls of the dead. And given the custom of putting masks on the faces of corpses, the masks on this island must represent the dead. The tradition of putting on death masks and performing dances occurs elsewhere, but these masks represent death itself, the forms of minds that have faced death, the shape of the soul at the moment one moves from existence to nothingness. The masks here represent the shapes of things that leave behind no lasting forms. The Rite of Descent used such masks. What function did it have in an island society? Is the mask worn by the vessel? It was crafted long before the other Kagura masks, and its roots are different from many of them. The most prominent of them all is the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, crafted by the artisan Soitsu Yomotsuki. However, legend has it that disaster befell the island when the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse caused the vessel to blossom, and so its existence has remained taboo for many years. The mask-making arts from the era of Soitsu were lost for a time, most likely as a result of the disaster. Nothing is known about it except that it was black in color. The present-day mask maker Soya wants to revive the advanced arts of Soetsu. Perhaps the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is ultimately... Said we both have mild cases of moonlight syndrome. They say it happens to a lot of people after watching the Kagura, and we'll have to be hospitalized here for a while. Now that I heard the word hospitalized makes it sound so serious, but don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, it won't even stop me from continuing my mask research. If you get another chance to visit the island, make sure you visit us. We could certainly use some companionship here. The other patients aren't exactly a black mask. When the dead return to the world of the living become as the dead. The mask made to become as the dead makes the wearer become death itself. I can't imagine what this mask is used for. It has a gentle smile like a Buddhist statue, but there's a primal emptiness about its face that's evocative of death. A particular kind of death. Looking at it, I feel myself drawn into the depths of oblivion. I feel terror and relief. It's beautiful. The Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Though I smashed my eyes in, I still see. It's still looking at me. I could see it again. It's so beautiful. That was a journey. And again, no emotional reaction from the character. Film incineration. I've decided that the film of the Kagura is to be incinerated. While I'm aware of the importance of keeping a record of the event, even considering what's happened, there's something very strange about this film. At first, I thought it was just damage to the film itself, but I checked again, and that's when I realized the film is showing a woman who definitely wasn't present at the time of the recording. I think she's dancing. Just to be sure, I had the other nurses watch the film with me. The second time I saw it, I could see her even more clearly, the woman slowly becoming more and more apparent in the film. I could barely believe it myself when I came to this realization, but there's simply no other explanation. I don't want to see it again. I don't even want to be near this damn film anymore. I'm afraid I can't wait for your permission, Director. I'm taking this cursed thing straight to the room incinerator and destroying it once and for all. Oh, then I guess we won't get to watch it. the path. Okay, I'm not going to spend them. This is the 5th time you're taking her picture. Where are you going? What's over here that you want me to see so badly? At least there are no aggressive ghosts. Oh, look at all these Torii gates. Sacred paper. Chain lens. I think that's the one that gives you a buff, right? While equipped, it increases the time you have after each shot to make a chain. Whatever that means. Oh, this is cheap. Yeah, all set. Oh, I should equip it. So I have a harmless one, a buff, and an attack one. A mass grave. Diary. It was my uncle's recommendation that brought me to Rogetsu Isle. At first I was quite apprehensive, but both the islanders and the infirmary staff have shown me such kindness, helping me to settle into my new job and my new life here. I appreciate now what good advice my uncle gave me. I feel so lucky to be here. It turns out that this is the year of the Rogetsu Kagura, an important island festival that's only held once a decade. At the center of this Kagura is a woman called a vessel, who performs a dance as an offering to the gods. I was very surprised when the islanders asked me, an outsider, to take the role of the vessel. They explained that the vessel should be a woman about my age, beautiful and impressionable. When they put it like that, how could I possibly refuse? It's such an honor to be allowed to take part in an ancient island tradition. This will be an excellent opportunity for me to express my gratitude to Rogetsu Isle for all the happiness it's brought me. I am truly thrilled. Before the festival, I have to take part in a purification ceremony where I bond with the vessel mask worn during the Kagura. Hearing about this made me a little more nervous than I was when I accepted the role. I hope it all goes to plan. A blackened film. And I have a feeling that there might be a doll out here too. Like this one. You know, my sweep didn't reveal any item, but there's clearly something. There's something here. Oh, glad I stuck it out. Is there like 30 of these things now? I think I'm good. The ghosts are dying really quickly. Now, if this is what the part I'm thinking of, there's got to be 3 ghosts here that are attacking me, and no matter how many times I defeat them, they just keep coming back. So my only option right now is to get away. Unlike in Dark Souls, these ghosts are not science candy while I'm running away. I think as long as I can keep this pace, I'll be fine. Back past those 27 pages I was reading. Yeah, that was what I wanted. No, oh, I was gonna ask if there was a Hotsuki doll here, but there's one right there, and I must have already gotten there. So I have film. I could go watch it in the library, but Shoshiro doesn't even know about the dining room. Doesn't even know about the dining room yet. Oh, all these bad memories of these places. So that graveyard, I just realized, like, you get to it through the secret operating room. That's... Yikes, who are you? A man in sync? Oh, no. Did he die? And was he dissolved in here? Oh, that's messed up. Now we know it has that red film on the surface. Gross. So all the stuff down here is the secret experiments by the director to try to find a cure for Moonlight Syndrome. And for when they killed those people, they just throw them in the mass graves. You'd think that on its own would be enough to make ghosts. I just gotta take this really quick. Let's do an autosave quick. Oh, and see if I can walk outside. Really wish I could. There must be some way to do it, and I don't think even starting a new game does it. But maybe there's a place upstairs where you can look out the window and look down at it? I don't know if that would count. There he goes. I don't know if I'll be able to... Oh, wants me to take a picture. Run, 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 run. Yo, heading to new building. There's just a ghost, so I gotta breeze past him. I already found the Hotsuki doll here. But there's a chance I might get attacked again. Spirits of those people who were tortured during the experiments. Okay, I'm here. Let's read some notes. Alright, so people. Shigeto Haibara. We got this now. He was combining medical science with local superstition and folklore in his efforts to treat Moonlight Syndrome. Treatment using masks? And then Shigeto carried out a rite called the Rite of Descent, hoping it would cure Moonlight Syndrome. He was motivated by a desire to treat his daughter who had the condition. Also lost his wife to Moonlight Syndrome. Shoji Katagiri. He seemed to have doubts about using special apparatus derived from folk medicine to treat Moonlight Syndrome, those helmets with all the nails in it. He found budding and blossoming to be disturbing terms. And what is the Rite of Descent? Tsubaki Tono was 23. She was born on the mainland but worked at Rogetsu Hall. She was chosen to be the vessel in the Rogetsu Kagura ritual dance. But she collapsed and died during the Kagura, and her cause of death was never determined. It was difficult to identify her body due to the distortion of her face. Most postmortem notes Rite of Descent as a possible cause of death. I guess don't dance to talk to the dead or whatever. Takashi Aiba, he was a friend of this detective's. He was a teaching assistant in the history department at Kusanagi University. An old university friend of mine came to this island to study masks and was afflicted with Moonlight Syndrome. We don't know what happened to him after that. Alright. A room at the infirmary had a hidden passage to the cave where the girls were found. Director Hybra had denied any kind of involvement with the abductions, but he's clearly the man behind them. But why? Were the girls abducted and forced to become the organs of a rite called the Rite of Descent? Is Yo Hybra the perpetrator? Evidence shows that others at the hospital were also involved. It's like a conspiracy. Rogetsu Hall was built as an extension to the main Hybra Infirmary building. The interior is quite ornate, featuring local engravings, and looks more like a hotel than a sanatorium. Apparently, patients from families of a somewhat higher social stature are hospitalized at the sanatorium. Some of those patients have connections with Dr. Hybara. The old Rogetsu Hall Hotel was demolished to build the sanatorium, but it seems some old shrines were also destroyed in the process. Ooh, that's a bad note. Some old shrines were destroyed? Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, that's the name of this game. Used in the Rite of Descent, said to have caused a disaster that ruined Rogetsu Isle. Seems to be something of a taboo subject here. Was Shigeto Haibara resurrecting the mask of the lunar eclipse in an attempt to cure the Moonlight Syndrome? Sounds like it. There are masks in every corner of Rogetsu Isle. Masks seem to be very important to the people here, especially those worn by maidens during ceremonies. The maiden of the Kagura dances until she reaches a trance-like state. The beauty of her mask leads her to a beautiful place, or so they say. The mask artisan of the island is particularly revealed by locals. Unlike the masks used in Kagura ceremonies in other parts of the country, the masks here represent the faces of the dead, or way into the dead. The Rite of Descent. The Rogetsu Kagura evolved from an earlier, more primitive form called the Rite of Descent. The Rite of Descent was forbidden when it caused a great disaster to befall the island. It's feared by the locals and has not been performed in a long time. Does the Rite of Descent have an effect on the Rogetsu Kagura? Was the rite being performed in secret at the same time as the Rogetsu was held out in the open? We don't have any answers about that. The Rite of Descent was performed in secret. Oh, here we go. In the temple of Tsukiyomi at the exact same time as the Rogetsu Kagura was being performed in full view. Ruka and the other girls were taken from the Kagura stage to take part in the Rite of Descent as organs. So we know for a fact they happened at the same time. That during the first one, the girls were kidnapped and then brought to the other one to perform in it. And so now we know the why. We know a lot of the why for what happened with the girls. They were all hospitalized with, or the three of them were hospitalized with Moonlight Syndrome. And two of them were outpatients, but they were recruited for their slight spiritual power, I guess. Or at least their impressionability. Then... Oh, prize. Where did it show up? Was it on the steps? Was it behind here? It's not behind here. must be on the steps. So they were taken for that reason, and then it's like, right? Is it the lamp? Where could it be that I'm seeing it? Well, there's one here. Okay, a single waste of my time. So the girls were selected because they were here and they were impressionable, and kidnapped from the one Kagura, brought to the other one, masks were put on them. They performed a thing. Oh, there is a prize down there. Performed a thing, and I might go. All of that, and now I'm not even going to get an item. And then they lost their memories and were rescued. Unless there's more to the story. I think that's pretty much their deal. There's something here. There's a kitchen. The items. There it is. I'll take them. Alright, projector's right over here. I can watch that awesome movie. Oh, there's some other item though, too. Unless it's just a projector that's glowing. Could be. Half-burned oil painting in the fireplace. And a cassette tape.
"9月25日、老滅館。ようやく老滅館の患者に聞き込みができた。関係者以外は入るのが難しいが、さやかさんの口添えもあって、なんとか潜り込めた。月遊病というのは、記憶をなくす病気らしく、言っていることはほとんど要領を得ない。見たと言った次の瞬間には見ていないという。これじゃ聞き込みにならない。入院している少年から3階の間垣という男の部屋で少女を見たという証言を得た。これからその部屋へ向かう。老滅館309号室、発見できず。どうもこの絵のことらしい。 サインだ。奥の部屋を調べればこの建物を全て調べたことになる。この部屋の住人は咲夜という女性、灰原の姉にあたる。重度の月遊病らしく、灰原について聞いてもおそらく無駄だろう。しかも今は昏睡状態ということだ。しかしここはまるで牢獄だ。捜索終了。灰原の少女たちもここにはいない。
A lot of weird voices on that tape. A large stone fireplace. Judging by the lack of firewood, it hasn't been used in a long time. You gotta do that. Oh, that's weird. That didn't use up too much moon power. I'm thinking because of the... There's an item. Or is that still just the projector? I believe it's just a projector. I don't see any items to pick up. So I think, or actually I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way and take the elevator up to the 3rd floor to visit Magaki's room. So I might get a clue there about something. And then possibly up to the 4th floor, where Yo's older sister, Sakuya, was hospitalized. I guess you're back to guide me, huh? Motes of light inside the elevator too. These little yellow ones like floating around. I guess it's just dust, but it's like almost like spirit orbs. The way some of them float around. Oh, can you believe it? There's still more stuff to discover in here. In this cabinet, no less. The nurse's logbook. One item to report. Yuko Magaki in room 309 has shown some drastic changes recently, and his behavior is increasingly problematic. He causes disturbances, shouting out suddenly at the top of his voice and grinning like a man possessed. Last night after the lights out, he started causing a racket. I ran to his room to check on him, and he grabbed me and started screaming, "Annihilation!" over and over. There have also been some disturbing changes in his paintings. He keeps painting pictures of a sinister-looking woman. There's no longer any doubt that the woman he paints is the patient in the isolation room. Why does he keep painting pictures of her? I believe they're an omen foretelling the awakening of the one with no face, whatever that means. Investigation notes 5. All of his notes.
10月9日、さやかさんが島を出るという。ルカちゃんを他の病院に入れたいということだが、急な話だし当てもない。この数日でさやかさんは随分やつれた気がする。少しでも目を離すとふっとどこかいなくなってしまいそうだ。俺は
It doesn't look like there's anything else in the room. So we'll have to investigate her afterwards. So I got a couple of leads. Okay. I guess this is something. But unfortunately, there's nothing in here. I'll take care of it, Sayaka. Found a photo. And Sayaka's fourth diary. Everything is getting out of control. Soya has been completely consumed by his obsession with his Yomotsuki ancestor, and now the Hybras have started behaving in ways that I simply can't understand. I have to get Ruka better. I have to take her away. Somewhere far away where they've never even heard of this island, and I won't have to hear the name Rogetsu. Choosing between my husband and my daughter isn't easy. But saving Ruka is the only thing that matters to me now. And I'll do it no matter how long it takes. I'm so sorry, my darling Soya. Somewhere deep inside you is the man I once cared for, who I still care for. But you've buried him so deep inside this madness that I don't think there's any way for me to save you. I'm leaving Rogetsu Island. Oh, one of my cried out. And now the item's gone. I hate ghost hands. Hello? It's Dr. Katagiri. Oh! Here. Can't tell if anything's a face or not. A small key. To what? Mind if I come with? No? Okay, can I go through the other room to get there? Yeah, it's open now. Painting like popped in later. Whoa! Whoa, hands off, dude. Oh, thank you. Hey, I'm ready for what's fun. Picture's been drawn on the floor. And that wraps up Choshiro's chapter. I feel like there's still a couple of things we need to investigate, but I guess we'll finish that in another chapter. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.